Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that thumbs up button for me as well. I really would appreciate that. Today, we're going to be talking about how I use credit cards to make money. Now, the technique that I'm going to be running you guys through, I have used for many years. And I have done quite well by using this credit card technique. I use this technique to fund my additional streams of income, and I'm going to walk you through how I do that. Now, if you guys are interested in learning more about this in greater detail, please contact me at the email address in the description box of the video. That email address is for my company, RF Financial Consulting, where I work with people one-on-one to help them put together the financial pieces to their financial puzzle. And this is one of the techniques I can teach you if you want to learn how to use credit cards to make money. Now, having said that, let's dive on into the video. Two things you'll need to know in order to use credit cards to make money. The first one is the due date. The second thing you'll need to know is the statement date. But let's start with the due date. What is the due date? The due date is when the credit card company requires that you make at least a minimum payment on any previous outstanding balance on your card. For example, I have $1,000 balance on my credit card from my last month's usage. On my due date, my minimum requirement would be $50. Now, of course, my recommendation is you pay the full $1,000 off, but you only are required to make the minimum payment. So that's the due date. Let's move on to the statement date. Now, the statement date is made up of two dates. The first date is what we call the statement end date. The next date that's important when it relates to the statement date is the statement begin date. Now, we're going to use my Bank of America Cash Rewards signature card in this example. And I'm going to walk you through how I use the due date and the statement date to my advantage in order to give myself an opportunity to make money. Now, on my Bank of America Cash Rewards signature card, my due date is the first of every month. My statement date or my statement end date is the 4th of every month, and my new statement date or my begin date is the 5th of every month. Let's take my additional stream of income, which is called luxury watch sales, where I buy and sell luxury watches. I purchased my watches on August 5th, $15,000 worth. And I won't have a payment due on that $15,000 until October 1st. So almost a full 2 months before I'll need to make payment on that $15,000 that I spent to buy watches for my luxury watch sales business. Now, you may be asking, well, what are you talking about there? Let me walk you through it. So my statement date starts on the 5th and my statement date ends on the 4th. So August 5th, I get on the card, I make my purchases. September 4th, the statement date drops. So that's 30 days right there, correct? No interest, no payments on that $15,000 at the beginning of my statement cycle. And then when Bank of America sends me out my statement, I won't have to make payment until October 1st. So my statement drops on September 4th for that $15,000. but I'm not required to pay that $15,000 until October 1st. So I get 55 to 57 days free money, no interest payment either. So I get free money plus I don't have to pay them any interest to do that. Also, my cash that I would have used to make these purchases of $15,000 gets to stay where it's at in reserve, either in the market or sitting in a high yield savings account without me having to touch it. A couple of other advantages I get by utilizing the due date and the statement date to my advantage. I increase my credit score as well. How does that work? Well, think about it. If I'm using my credit card and I'm paying it off in full every month, that is going to reflect as a positive on my credit score. And it should increase my credit score if I'm taking care of all the rest of my credit simultaneously. That will increase my credit score. And that's credit card utilization. That's good credit card utilization as well, because I'm always carrying a zero balance on my credit card because I'm always going to pay it prior to the due date, correct? So that should increase my credit score. Also, I should get an increase in credit limits as well. And the reason I say that is because once Bank of America sees that I'm using their credit card, I'm paying it off in full, they're going to want me to use that card more. Why? Because we know credit card companies get paid in a couple of different ways. Well, at least two ways I know that they get paid. One, they get paid is if you carry over a balance and they charge you interest for carrying over that balance. That's one way. The other way they get paid is from credit card transaction fees. So when I go to buy that $15,000 in luxury watches from somebody, a merchant who accepts credit cards, that merchant or that business owner I'm buying those watches from, the credit card companies charge them a fee. So the credit card companies make a nice spread just because that merchant accepts my credit card for payment. Why would they increase your credit limit? Why? Because they want you to use the credit card more. And if you're utilizing it like I utilize it, they always give you increases. Every 6 months, every 12 months, they will offer you an increase, or they'll just increase it on their own. Also, you would have the ability to go in and ask for increases to that card as well, just like I do. My Bank of America Cash Rewards signature card is a great card because of all the benefits. Plus, I have a really large credit line of about $50,000 on that card. So I use that card a lot, and it provides me the flexibility because the limits are so high that I can buy $15,000 or $20,000 worth of luxury watches and be able to get me 50 to 57 days of float or grace period with no money out of my pocket and no interest. So yeah, man, that's the way I use credit cards to make money. Now keep in mind, credit card usage is predicated on you being able to have cash on the sideline to be able to pay that credit card off in the event you can't move your product or service and that card payment comes due. You got to be able to pay it off in full. So I always keep cash on the sideline to do that, guys. And I recommend you do the same. But if you're trying to get a side hustle going, or you're trying to get an additional stream of income established, or a traditional business established, and you already have a product or a service that you're already selling, but you don't have enough cash or don't have enough capital, then you certainly can use credit cards the way I do to help you add capital to your business or your side hustle or your additional stream of income so you can buy more product or market your services to more people. And if you do it the right way, get yourself 55 to 57 days to do it with no interest. Guys, that's free money. So I put $15,000 in and I make $3,000. So I make $3,000 on 15 that I had no money out of my pocket. I paid no credit card interest and I make $3,000. Guys, that's awesome. That's the reason I enjoy using these credit cards, because of that reason. It's no money out of my pocket. I almost get 60 days before I have to pay the bill. And on top of that, cherry on top of the ice cream sundae, I also make profit in this 55 to 57 days. Well, guys, that's how I use credit cards to make money. Drop me some comments down in the comment box. Let me know what your comments or your questions are. And again, if you're interested in really learning how to do this, email me at RF Financial Consulting, email address in the description box of the video, or you can DM me on Instagram at RichardFame28. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.